Welcome to another edition of Great Health, Abundant Happiness, and Outrageous Love. Mwah. What are we talking about tonight? We're going to talk about, hopefully you have not lost your faith in humanity. I hope not, right?
I haven't.
I haven't. And the only reason we're bringing this up, we've seen a few people post this lately. Lost all faith in humanity. My God.
We've seen that a lot on social media and even in a lot of comments on YouTube videos that we put out and other ones that we subscribe to. It seems to be, a pretty common theme.
Well, there's a lot of people worked up about, politics and, virus and stock market going down and things like that, whatever it is. But what Karen and I always try to do is try to turn people around, whether we're sitting face to face or we're talking to them via social media. It is whatever you say it is. The content you put in your mind creates your consciousness. That's a wild statement. Think about that. The content you put in your mind creates your own consciousness and your own idea about what's going on out there, right? Why is that so funny?
I don't know. But I just love a good laugh anyway.
I know, it's great. I know.
Laughter is just so healthy for you, FYI.
I know, she's laughing because I said something earlier. I was tongue twisted on something. But yeah, the content you put in your mind creates your consciousness. I mean, that's what it is. We are what we think about day in and day out. So you have complete control. And
I have no control right now. I don't have complete control. Well, you and I talked about this a little bit earlier because it seems like there's this wave of, I don't know if the word is depression or darkness or cloudiness.
Well, it's all those things, I think, for some people.
Right.
Right.
But by people, about people. And what's interesting that you and I discussed is, we get up and we do our listen to some positive motivational things, and we don't watch any of the negative news. We don't watch the doom and gloom, and therefore we're not affected by it. And I really think if that is your vice, if you are watching the news, and some people say, well, yes, I'm going to watch the news. I don't want to keep my head in the sand. Well, if the news is causing you to, have such an outlook on life where you've lost, faith in humanity, isn't it better than to keep your head in the sand and be happy?
Well, there's a difference. So when we say we don't watch the news, yes, someone would say, like, how can you put your head in the sand? Now, let's be clear. I know what's going on in the stock market. I look at it. I know it's like way down, right? I look at that as a buy-in opportunity instead of, oh my God, look at what we lost. Flip it around.
I love the way you look at it positive.
No, thank you. But it's like we know, there's an election coming up. We know all about that. You see the candidates that are coming up and showing up, and I do see clips, and I do look at them that come in through, the devices that I have. So I do look at it, and I'm curious. To be honest with you, I don't get too focused on it until I know we're down to really 2 people there, because I have no control over who comes up and goes on the ballot. But when they're on the ballot, we will do some research. I mean, it's not like we're going to be completely oblivious. I just want to make that clear to people too when we say we don't watch news. There's a difference from being educated and then focusing on it all day long and making it your life, your soul life's purpose.
Right.
To focus on the conflict between this side of the house and that side of the house when you talk about elections.
Right.
Or to focus on the virus and the spread. I mean, it's a terrible thing. I don't mean to make light of it. It's terrible.
No, not
but
at all.
There's one thing to know about it, and you do the right thing, and maybe stay out of a lot of public places and wash your hands and do everything that the CDC tells you to. You got to be educated about that. I get it. But if you focus on it all day long, guess what? That's going to be part of your consciousness, your core.
Right.
And then you may be one of those people, raise your hand, say, I lost faith in humanity. I don't like saying that as I say it. It doesn't feel good.
Right.
Right? But that's
because
that's
it's
what
not your
happens to people.
outlook.
But that's what happens to people, right?
Well, it must, because I've seen so many people and they're in search of. I think the beautiful thing to see is when people are putting it out there and they're not cutting themselves off from finding a different perspective. That means that they're feeling low, there's, doom and gloom, but they have not given up all hope. And I think that, is a really great opportunity for all of us who, for me, it's the opposite. I have more faith than ever in humanity. I've never seen such a, amazing group of humans come together in so many different levels of our lives. And I feel like it's a beautiful place to be.
No, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's all on what you focus on. So you have to be very careful, as we always say. It comes from the 4 agreements. Be impeccable with your words, because your words obviously become your thoughts become your words, and that becomes your core and your consciousness that we're talking about here. And you basically talk yourself into anything. You can talk yourself into I don't have any faith left, or you can talk yourself into there's plenty of faith, there's plenty of opportunity. I mean, it really is. It's like a light switch.
It is like a light switch. And if you're in search of, if you feel like you are on the verge of losing faith, stop watching the news and start seeking out positive information. I've talked about this in a couple of our videos, and I'll talk about it as much as I can because it brings such joy to me. I get an email every morning in my inbox called The Morning Smile. And it's a news email, but it's only good news. And not only is it good news, but it's news that makes your heart swell with pride for how amazing humanity is. And beautiful things that people do for other people just because.
Right.
So if you are feeling like you need a little pick-me-up, The Morning Smile, subscribe to it. It's so amazing. And if you are feeling like you are feeling great about humanity as well, like Jeffrey and I are, share that love too, because I think that's really important for those of us who are circling at a higher vibration, because we have chosen an outlook of joy and happiness, and it is a choice. So we've chosen that, and the best thing we can do is to share that.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's important. We're not perfect either. We're always looking at this kind of stuff, and if I see someone that's being really negative or talking about it, I'll try to turn them around a little bit, have them look on the bright side. Because there's some people don't want to hear it. So you have to be careful too. But at the end of the day, if you look at everyone and try to find the good in them, be a good finder. Look for the good in every person, and you can see it. I mean, everybody has it. It's in each one of us. It's in everybody else out there. There is good in every single person. Even those people that you may be angry with. There's maybe some reason why they did something, and you really dig in deep. They're good when you look at it in the core. Maybe some of their actions were something that you didn't like. It was against your beliefs or whatever it is. But there is good in everybody. There's good in everything, and you just need to focus on that, right?
Exactly. And also, just to go on to what you just said about, if people do something that is against your beliefs, I think it's okay too. You don't have to participate in their life. Let them be. The song, the Beatles, Let It Be, is in the background. I've been in that situation where, I had a really great friend, and then she confided in me about something that was really against my moral compass. And I now was plagued with her secret, which I kept, but I had to let the friendship go. I just had to release it into the universe because it didn't jive with the way that I was going to feel good about things. And I think that's okay too.
Right.
You don't have to embrace everything into your life. You can release those things that don't serve you well.
Just let it be.
Let it be. I love this song.
On that note, I think there's plenty of hope out there, so don't lose hope. And if you're one of those people that post those things, just think about it twice and think, is there a positive side to this story? And don't be one of those people out there spreading negativity. Spread positivity. Be a light giver, not a light taker. Your life will be so much more rewarding at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Wishing you great health, abundant happiness, and outrageous love from the nest at Copper Mountain.
Thanks, guys. Please click off and subscribe. We'd love to have you part of this channel. Thanks.
Peace out.